My name is Ashtigo, and I'm an ActorHolic.
You don't really believe that, do you?
I think the better question is, do you?
I wasn't alive back then. Were you alive? How do we know what actually happened?
I can't believe we won this. How are you liking it?
Loving it. You?
Feels like exactly what we need. Jeff?
Everything that happens here is for a reason. If you dare to believe.
What did you do?
Welcome to my podcast. My name is Zerick Dion Williams, and I'm your host, and I'm also an actorholic. So, I got a treat for you guys tonight. You know, I do one-on-ones with actors, you know, just to get their insights, their views, advice, you know, their personal experience about the industry. And, you know, I try to give back in doing that for someone who is trying to, you know, enter into this business, want to kind of understand it better, to have a leg to stand on, you know, that type of thing. So I want to introduce to some who may not know or some who do know, Mr. Ali Ashtigo. Did I pronounce that right?
Ashtigo, you almost had it.
Ali Ashtigo. Yes, this is my friend, my fellow thespian, actor. And let's welcome him to the show, guys. Let's welcome him. Woo, woo, woo.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Ali, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. It's a pleasure seeing you and talking to you again. It's been a while since that last party that I saw you at. I think it was like one of the agency parties back when we were in the same agency once upon a time.
Yeah, man. It was wasn't it a holiday party?
Yeah, it was a holiday party at the time.
Yeah, and that's been years, man. But you know, we always come back, you know, full circle. You know, maybe be working on a project, you know, soon or something like that. But as long as we're in it together, man, we're gonna always see each other. You know what I mean?
I hope so, man. I hope so. Yes, sir.
So, Ali, why don't you go ahead and let people know, you know, who you are and you know how you got started in the industry, some of your inspirations. Go ahead and let us know what's up.
Yeah, man. So my name's Ali Ashtigo. I have been in the acting business professionally since I was 24 years old. I'm now 32. Started back when I was in college. I always, you know, since I was a kid, thought about being an actor. You know how it is. Then I got into sports. Then had a little bit of acting in high school. Then fast forward to college. Was, you know, watching them. I went to Georgia State University in Atlanta, watching them making, you know, film sets, movie sets, and thought it was cool. I was like, man, I would love to just be on there. You know, I just love to be in that action. Even if it was just an extra at the time, you know, I wasn't thinking big. I was just thinking, wow, I want to be a part of that. And then I had a film professor. I took it as an elective, just an easy class, you know, film class. It wasn't actually that easy. She had to help me a lot. But anyway, she kind of inspired me. You know, she told me, you have a good look for acting. You really shouldn't waste it. You should go try, you know? So I was like, well, maybe I should. So I she gave me some places to, you know, do casting, extras casting. And I started with that. I had linked up with one of my boys, William Eric Anderson. And he's actually who I just produced that movie with, Lanier. We'll fast forward to that later. And he was making a Doritos commercial at the time. And I didn't audition. He just said, yeah, come be the groomsman. And it was like for the Doritos Super Bowl, Crash the Super Bowl. I think if you remember those.
Oh yeah.
We actually came in 15th place out of like thousands of submissions. So that was cool. And then from there, it was all the time. I mean, he would be filming a little short film, or one of my friends would be filming a short film. and I would just go on sets. Any little commercial, spec commercial I could get on. Started doing that. Did a little spec commercial with Hilton, with Will too. And then Will and I would work as extras on sets a lot. Kind of in my like mid-20s, like right when I was finishing up college. So I say mid-20s to, well, I guess pretty much like my mid-20s, until I hit, well, no, I take that back. I was 23. So I was 23, turning 24. So when I turned 24, that's about when I finished college. That's when I got the agent. That's when I got with Barbara. Yep. East Coast talent. William Eric Anderson, best friend still. Co-director, co-producer on a movie right now that just released. He recommended me, and I did an audition. The rest was history. I'm still with Barbara today. And that's how it started.
Yeah.
I try to. I'm the type that I try to fast forward everything and tell you every detail in one little thing. So
it's all good. It's all good, man. I mean, that's an awesome journey, man. I mean, I wanted to point out something you said about, when you first got started, you was signed up with like extra casting or casting extra or whatever. So many times, I get asked, how can I get into this business? And, people who don't have a reel or have never done anything before, these are great platforms or avenues to take when you're trying to establish yourself or put something together as a portfolio, if you will. How long would you say you did that kind of work, that extra work?
Oh boy, it was a good damn. I mean, really, I did it up till COVID, really. I mean, but of course, I was focusing more on acting and auditioning for bigger roles because you already know it gets a bad rep once you're a represented actor. Like, come on now, audition. But if I had an opportunity to be a featured extra, like I got to be like a featured extra in Vampire or whatever the originals were, like I was actually interacting with the actor, like eating my neck and throwing me off the table. You get a higher pay. You're like, shit, I'll do that. I mean, the bills don't stop. I'll do the higher paying extra gigs. But hey, man, I did that for a good 5 years probably. The last like featured extra type of deal I did was in 2020. So yeah, we'll say a good 5 years I did extra work, and loved it, man. Sometimes you love being an extra more than actor because you don't have that stress. You just get to be on set all day. You get free food.
You get the network. And at times you may even get bumped up as a feature.
Get bumped up. It happened to me on India Sweets and Spices. They bumped me from a what do you call it? Extra, a regular extra. I was just a regular paying extra into a bump, where I was actually like talking with actors. So,
and that's always good because the paid bump is great as well.
It's great.
Or decent.
Yeah.
So let's go into, because you did a project with. Or I should say, this is probably, would you not agree, this is probably your top project? Lanier?
Lanier? In a lot of ways. We're talking about Lanier, right?
Yeah, Lanier. This was shot last year, or?
It was shot this year, spring.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so tell us about that experience and, what you've learned from that experience as well, Ali.
Oh my gosh, man. I didn't just learn acting, I learned the business. And it made me a better actor too, because you realize like when you're working on that set, and I had invested about 10 grand in the movie too myself, to be honest with you. So I was the executive producer and actor. You respect time a lot better as an actor, and you get a lot more prepared. I was not as prepared for auditions before I was an actor in this movie. I was not as prepared for even scenes, you know, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been a lead in a couple of shows, not big, you know, Investigation Discovery, what else? Discovery Channel was like, you know, biopic or something. And like, you know, I look back on that and I'm like, you know, I could have prepared better for those roles. You know what I mean? And this one, I knew, you know, I got money involved. I got my best friends' money's involved, which put a lot more invested than me. And even, you know, we had a WNBA player, Angel McCoughtry, that came on board too. She put in money. So I'm like, okay, we got a lot on the line. It definitely made me a better actor because I just learned how to be more prepared. It's like, I told myself, I have to have all these lines memorized. Like I can do it in my sleep. And the only thing I should be focused on when I'm on set is just how I'm going to perform it. And that's it.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that, man, because that was one of my questions for you. How do you prepare? You know, what's your process? Like, you know, you said memorization is one of the things that you do to make sure you're comfortable. Because, you know, a lot of people, I really, if I see somebody holding a paper in front of them, you know, and reading the lines, that takes away from it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you're not in the moment because
that's an audition. Yeah.
You know, your eyes are like the windows to your soul. So I want you to connect to me with those eyes. You feel me?
No, for sure. For sure. No. I mean, yeah. I mean, it can't even, you know, you can't even look like you're trying to say lines when you're actually like doing the scene. You know what I mean? And that's something I had to learn too. But you know, again, it just goes back to like when you have something like that on the line and you've got no choice, you got to kind of put yourself in that mindset. And that's how I'm going to be going forward on any big project. Knock on wood, if I ever book another big project again after Lanier.
You will.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. My mindset's going to be, you know, first read the scripts, which is what I did for Lanier. Read the script, skim through it, you know, and then understand what the story is. Then the next part is just memorize the lines. Just memorize it. Make sure you can say it. Do it backwards. You know, say it, you know, to yourself. I would do it laying in my bed. You know, sometimes I would get up and pace back and forth, just trying to see how much I could do it without looking at the paper. You know,
that's right.
And it's repetition. Really, is the biggest thing. You gotta do it over and over and over again until it gets easy, because you never know. And you gotta it's not just the lines. You gotta understand the scene too, which I learned which made me a stronger actor too. Because you know, with what I learned about the budget, right? Like sometimes they may have to shorten the scene, and then on the spot you gotta memorize those lines because they've changed up the lines.
That's right.
Because they had to shorten the scene for whatever reason, and that can happen on any set. It can happen on any film. It can happen on a SAG project. I've worked on a SAG project where I saw it happen like in real time. They didn't end up using that scene, believe it or not, but it started raining. It was me, feature like a girl. It was just two of us extras. That's back when I was doing extra stuff on Rampage. And then we had the actress Alexandra Daddario, which I'm sure you know. And I forgot the other guy. He was in the movie Hot Rod. I forgot his name. But anyways, it was a scene with us, just us on a boat with an older couple, and you were going to see me really well in the movie. But I was kind of paying attention to like how things changed up. Like it was supposed to be a much longer scene. They had to just on the spot change it. And they're like, you know, in their script, like in their little, you know, the scripts when you're on those SAG sets, they're like the size of your hand. It's not like that big page, right?
Script supervisors, man, they be right there changing stuff. At will.
Just like, you know, just writing down scene and change it up, and that had to happen for Lanier many times. So it makes me glad that I was more prepared. Like, okay, now that they did that, I know what I'm supposed to do in the scene. I know what they're trying to get out of me in the scene. So I'll just deliver it, you know, the same way that they want, but with less lines this time. You know what I mean? And it just makes you quicker on your toes when you're prepared. So like being prepared is just key, man. It's just key. You just have to be prepared. You just can't go in there thinking you're gonna do that.
That's right, brother. That's right, brother. For those that are just joining us, I am interviewing Ali Ashtigo, and man, you know, this is my brother. I've my agency brother, or you know, in the past, ECT, but we are definitely connected.
Yes.
So yeah, are you being affected by the strike, brother? I mean, are you non-union still, or are you SAG? Are you being affected at all?
I'll be honest with you, I'm still non-union. I'm SAG eligible, but I ain't paying that fee until I'm booking.
Brother, I'm telling you, I'm the same way, man. I'm the same way.
You know what I mean? You still haven't joined either?
It doesn't make sense for me to join. I mean,
yeah,
I'm SAG eligible. I've done some things, but it's not enough. That fee is a hefty fee.
It's a hefty fee, man.
What, it's like 20, 25, 28, or $3,000 or something like that a month?
Something like $3,000 a year, $4,000 a year, but that's worth thinking about.
Yeah.
It's a car payment.
I mean, yeah, man.
Yeah.
But you know, as soon, I mean, I'm definitely gonna join sooner than later, though. But
yeah.
So, well, just tell me have you been getting like a lot of non-union work or commercial work here lately, or features, shorts?
It's kind of a long story, but I'll try to make the long story short. When COVID happened, I kind of took a small break from acting. Not really a break, really. I still would audition and things. I was in Miami working for Grant Cardone for a year. I think you remember that. You know, the COVID definitely affected. The strike is affecting us pretty hard right now, because just to answer your question, as of what's happening right now, I'm probably getting like one audition every other month, when I used to get at least like 3 a month, which is still nothing. But it's just hard, man, because it's like all of us are working, you know what I mean? And we have no choice but to work, and we can't do we would love to just act full time, and maybe just like work could be our side thing, but instead acting is our side thing. It becomes our side thing, and then work is our full thing, and that makes it pretty challenging to be creative like actors want to be. You know what I mean? It's pretty exhausting. Like, you work in sales, I'm in sales. You know, I work remote. I'm looking at a computer screen all day. You know, worried about hitting quotas, keeping my job every single month. You know, and it's hard because time gets away from us. You know, time gets away from us, and that's one thing I wish these people would understand: why we need to get paid what we deserve. Because we still have all this old talent, and eventually they're gonna need some new talent. People aren't gonna live forever.
That's right.
I love George Clooney, man, but you know, he'll retire too one day. You know,
right.
There's just not a whole lot of new talent that is being known out there yet. It's still kind of the same. It's the same.
Is, bro. It is. You're speaking. Preach.
I'm just saying, it's the same people. Like, man, like, we need, something's got to change. So I'm happy they're striking. I mean, it sucks, you know, because I was already slow, just like all of us. We're already kind of slow, and now we're really slow.
Really,
you know. But you know, it's just overcoming it, and you know, get on any project you can. I don't turn down, you know, work that comes my way if it's a short film or if it's a non-union thing, commercial. I got into modeling, which I think you already know about that. Do that pretty heavy. It definitely pays better than acting, I'm not gonna lie. But my passion is acting. So always, I love dressing up in suits, but acting is number one for me, for sure. But yeah, man.
How long you been in modeling?
Modeling, I've been doing that since thanks. And Shakib hopped in here. He was kind of saying something funny in the comments earlier, saying "City Boys Up" or something.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's funny. He's a good friend of mine. He works for a suit company, and he's like the strategic marketing person there. And he was looking for someone. Described me, and he said 5'11", dark hair, you know, maybe blue eyes. And I was like, well, it sounds like me. I'll apply. And since then, I've been modeling for them since 2020. A year now, since October 2022.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
that's been a journey. I got to be on, I see myself on billboards in Atlanta. It's kind of cool. That was, a pretty cool accomplishment. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, man.
Model.
So is that like just runway modeling or like magazine?
Just print modeling. Print
Okay.
modeling. Yeah.
I need to talk. I might need.
I love it. I wish I got into it a little earlier, man, for sure. But
Well, it looks like everybody. It looks like you're not like nobody's exempt nowadays from being a model, right? Because I think they've gotten away from just a standard look, but now like everybody's all inclusive. Now,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think it's great, man.
Yeah, great. I need to talk to you after we get off.
Oh, let's go, man. Because we gotta go in that suit, man. We do a little bit. Get you to do a little video, man. Do a little video work at D&K Sioux City with Shaquille. Yeah, man.
For sure.
Why not?
For sure. So tell me like about that project you did with Country Wayne, and how did you even get introduced to it? You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen a lot of skits being done on social media now, man. It's like booming, man. It's like Country Wayne. My homeboy Stan was telling me about another guy. I forget his name right now. I think he's on here. He might type it in there, but man, these people have 8 million followers, man, and they have, oh my God, it's crazy. So tell me about that experience.
That was fun, man. I'm not gonna lie. Gotta thank Lanier actually for that, because it was the first sizzle that we made, which was just to attract the investors. Al, I call him Director Al, but Al was helping like as a AD, I think first AD on the sizzle. He'll hit me up. I mean, he got me in rap videos too. But what was it like? What's that guy's name? He passed away recently.
DMX?
No, it was a big younger guy. It was Pooh Shiesty and Big Scar.
Okay, Big Scar. Okay.
Policeman in that video. If you ever watch it, is No Clues.
Okay. I'll look for it. I didn't.
So he recently hit me up and was asking me to be in it, and I was like, man, that sounds cool. I was like, is this another cop thing? He's like, yes, sir. I was like, all right, man, sign me up, because the last time I was a cop, it was pretty cool. I was in a rap video.
Yeah.
And he always pays like same day, so it's really cool. It was the same situation with this, and it was only for a couple of like 2 or 3 hours. This was like the easiest thing I've ever done.
Right.
Improv, so improv is a little different. Definitely different than scripted acting for sure. But from what he said, I think you watched the video, right?
Yeah. Man.
I mean, he said I did great.
Yeah,
so I was like, all right.
You did, brother. And I didn't see. I mean, you didn't seem nervous. I know about improv all day. I mean, I was a stage actor, theater, for 10 or so years. So had to improv when it was necessary. But man, yeah, it looks like you guys had a lot of fun, man.
That was a fun time, man. The picking up on the energy of those two actors. I don't know who they are, but they're good actors. I think they're regulars on his skits, so they're probably on contract with him. But working with them, that was actually pretty fun, man. They were funny. So it was like, it was hard not to laugh, like when he's like responding to what I'm saying. But I just tried to stay in character as much as I could. It was funny. I was reading some of the comments, and one of the guys was like, "Man, this guy did a good job playing the cop, because I actually hate his ass." Like, you know what I mean? Like, talk about me. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that works.
Now, see, when you get that response, you did your job. You did your job, right? So can't complain about that.
Good times, man. That was fun. That was recent. That was just earlier last month.
Okay.
In September. Yeah, man. Just went out there. It was during a work day. I had to just kind of take off and do that real quick and come right back for a quick lunch break. Brought my laptop with me just in case I needed to snag something.
Okay.
But yeah, man, it was fun, man, and didn't realize how big Country Wayne was until I looked him up. I was like, damn, this guy's like popping. Like he's the real deal.
That dude is killing it right now.
Killing it, man. His stuff is funny, and the more I watched his videos, I was like, man, this content is really funny. But I was happy to be on there. I had the chance to be on it again, but I couldn't take it that day. I was out of town. But I'm hoping I can work with him again. Yeah, in the future for sure. So
I'm sure, man. That's one. I mean, I would love to be a part of his project, some of his skits as well, man. But I hadn't had the opportunity yet.
All right, man. It's coming, man. If he ever's looking for something that matches your criteria, I'll definitely send it to you. Be like, hey, man, he's looking for this. You know.
My homeboys
in improv.
Yeah, you said Desi Banks. That's his name. My homeboy. Stan B. Lackey. He got 8.5 million followers. He put in the notes there. It's crazy,
man.
Having an agent now. Do you think that it has enhanced your career more so than doing it by yourself, finding your work on your own?
I have to say, yeah, because having that on your IMDb, I think helps, you know, whether we want to admit it or not. I mean, yeah, I probably could have done Lanier without an agent because I produced it, but doing that and getting that experience and honestly, one of the bigger roles I got aside from Lanier was through Barbara. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it happened in 2017, so it's been a minute. But you know, I mean, some things you just can't get on your own, and it is helpful. I'm very thankful for Barbara. You know, considering I started from literally not knowing anything about acting to getting a role. You know, I think definitely it's helpful. Yeah, could I have gotten some roles? I could have gotten an investigation discovery. Yeah, there's some things I've gotten all on my own, but there's some things that I would have never found that casting without her. So, you know,
I booked my first 3 big projects with Barbara.
You got Game Night through her too, didn't you?
Game Night, Atlanta, Outsiders, you know, all those came through Barbara, man.
Man, yeah, she's gotten me some good auditions. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the best at auditioning. If I was a better auditioner, like in person, I probably would be way more known as an actor right now. But that's okay. I don't let it get me down. I don't give up. I'm just like, it's okay. I'll figure out.
We're all still learning, man. Mm-hmm. We're all still learning. We're out here together. Like I said, you know, anything you can come to me and ask me anything, brother.
Thanks, man.
I'm open book. I mean, because we're all trying to get there, so let's get there together. You know what I'm saying?
I love it, man. Let's get there together. Why not, man?
Why not? Yeah. So, what advice, Ali, could you, before we go, what advice could you give us as an actor at this stage of your journey? What advice could you give us about, you know, the industry or to encourage another person?
Jesus. It's a marathon always, never a sprint. Barbara, first thing she told me when I joined her agency, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
It's a marathon always. There's no way it's not going to be a marathon. It's always, there's no way it's not going to, it's going to be a marathon. It's not going to be a sprint.
That's right.
That's the best advice I can give, like in a short way, the shortest summarized way.
Yeah, that means, hey, everybody's not gonna hit that superstar mark as soon as you bust this door down.
No.
You know, you're gonna get more no's than anything, right? We all know that, you know, if you don't have that thick skin, man, you know, you give up quick.
Yeah.
This may not be the career for you. You know?
It's not for you, man. It's not for you, because people get discouraged. They're like, man, and the money part is hard too, man. The money part's hard too, because, you know, you gotta survive, and not just survive, you want to thrive, right? I mean, it's hard when you're making, you know, $200 here, $300 there on acting sets.
That's
when you can make that in a day in sales. I mean, you and I are both in sales. I mean, You know, I mean, it's just it can get you down, and there are times where it will cross my mind like, man, I need to just focus all in on just my job and career so I can get that house, you know. But that's material stuff, you know, and that's the thing too that actors got to realize. Like, if you really want to break into this, if you really want to actually get something out of the film industry, you have to think to yourself like, okay, yeah, I can work my ass off, get that house, but anybody can take that away from you.
That's right.
All it takes is a divorce. All it takes is a bad injury, a slip and fall. You name it, man. It can always be taken away. Money can always be taken away.
Yes.
But when you are seeing yourself on that screen, and that can be played for the rest of your life and the rest of someone else's life, whether it's a big project or not, man, that's worth millions of dollars to me.
Hey man, you saying some real stuff, man.
Yeah, I'm just keeping it real, man. When it's late at night, you call me at a good time, because when it's late at night, I think very well. But seriously, man, like if people are watching this and seriously thinking about acting, like, that's how you have to think about it. Because if you don't, you're gonna drive yourself nuts. You have to think that way every time.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's some great advice, man. Some of the best advice I've heard. And wow, you know, I just I really, really want to appreciate you coming on, Ali.
Thank you, brother.
And you know, spending some time with me. Wishing you the best success in your career.
Thank you,
like
sir.
I said, man, let's continue our conversation afterwards. You know, because I definitely want to try to get into that print with you, man. But
we're gonna talk about it, man. I'm gonna talk about it. Steve already joined, so we'll talk about it. And I want to do this with you on the Lanier page, man. I want to do this with you on the Lanier page. I think it'd be a good time to do that.
For sure.
We'll schedule that. I definitely want to talk to you about it, man. But thanks for having me, man. Thanks for the people that joined in. And I hope you guys got something out of it.
Well, as always, I have my tagline for you. Before you go, you gotta say your name. And I'm an ActorHolic. On you, and action.
My name is Ali Ashtigo, and I'm an ActorHolic.
All right, guys. Thank everyone for joining us. Oh, before we go, tell us how we can follow you on your social site, on your social pages.
Yeah.
You know, got anything else you want?
Ali Ashtigo. Easy to find because I'm the only person with that name in the world, because they changed my dad's name when he came to this country. So AliAshtigo at Ali Ashtigo. The one and only. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks again for joining. You guys have a great night. We'll talk.
Thank you, man.
Peace.